Fascinating, isn't it? Thankfully at Fort Monroe, we're lucky enough to have two near original Seth Thomas clocks. Welcome to Let's Learn at Fort Monroe. Today we're going to explore this wonderful piece of history in mechanical engineering. The Seth Thomas Clock Company, which was the Tiffany of clocks back in its time in Connecticut, installed two mechanical clocks here at Fort Monroe. The one behind me is in the old post office or the Fort Monroe Authority offices today. Now this was a Model 5 connected to 4 dial faces installed in 1898. This one behind me at the old main barracks building was installed in the summer of 1880 and is a Model 15 clock that connects to this dial face through a 40-foot shaft. Now this clock also has a striker, which strikes a bell at the top of this building that was minted in 1849 at the TF Secure Foundry. What's special about the clocks here at Fort Monroe is the fact that they've remained near original, which is few in the country, because over the years, modern electronics kept coming along and salesmen would come along and say, we can get rid of your clock winder, we're just going to electrify your clock. Now that never worked, but they tried, and they would lose that originality, but not at Fort Monroe. And one theory to that is the military always had additional personnel, and junior officers would actually get the job of maintaining and winding these clocks, but they were given no instruction. And I think that really speaks to the build quality that these clocks have. The way these mechanical marvels operate is really interesting. There's two key elements at play here. This weight back here, which lowers over a course of about 8 days. Now, the other clock will run for longer, but the clock here runs for about 8 days. Other key element of this mechanical setup, and that's the pendulum. Now, the way that changes blows my mind. The temperature and the humidity can change the length of the pendulum. That can advance or slow the clock, making it 1 to 3 minutes fast or slow. And that's part of the job of maintaining these clocks, is monitoring that and keeping these clocks set to atomic time. The two Seth Thomas clocks here at Fort Monroe are really an unsung backbone to the operations, especially as this fort used to have streetcars, railroad, dock with ferry, military operations. All of that needed accurate time, and they could always rely on these clock towers and the bells of St. Mary's to be there for them and help keep operations running efficiently at Fort Monroe. At the Fort Monroe Authority, with our wonderful volunteers, these clocks are wound weekly, maintained, and kept to atomic time. And we do what is necessary to help preserve this amazing mechanical marvel. Thank you for watching Let's Learn at Fort Monroe. Make sure to follow our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can join me in the next one.